there, Stitches. Welcome to my YouTube and Patreon, and thank y'all for stopping by and hanging out for a little while. Just as a very brief announcement, I guess, I have my two dogs here in the room with me as I'm recording this, so if you hear any doggy noises, that is why. Their names are Pepper and Jessie, and they might feature occasionally in my videos, but I just wanted to let y'all know that if there are like barks, whimpering, that sort of thing, they're in here, and that should be expected. So thank you for your patience with this. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Laura, and I am a crocheter and an artist. The reason that this YouTube channel is called At the Tinkering Artist is because I have multiple creative interests, including crochet, obviously, art. I draw and color, and I also enjoy photography. I just dabble in it a little bit using my smartphone, and that's pretty much almost it. I also bullet journal some as well. Most of my hobbies are analog hobbies, and I really enjoy just holing up in my room for hours on end and playing with my analog toys. At the moment, what I'm working on is a small pepperoni. You'll be able to see the pizza slice I'm putting it on shortly. I've been going through a book by Lauren Espy called Crochet Cafe Recipes for Amigurumi Crochet Patterns. And if you like amigurumi, or you're just learning to start working with amigurumi, I highly recommend her book. So I will put a link to it in the description. But yeah, I had a little whoopsie. I ran out of the color for the crust, and I had to wait several weeks before I could find that color again so that I could finish making the crust and thus finish the entire amigurumi for this particular pizza. And it's been an adventure just trying to get the right yarn for this pizza slice. But I'm really pleased with how it's turning out. I just have this one little pepperoni that I haven't crocheted yet for the top of it. And I'm hoping I'll be able to finish the pizza on camera tonight, but as you find out, that doesn't happen. My phone ran out of memory for a longer video, so we're just gonna do what we can this evening. See, there's the slice of pizza. I even labeled it just in case. Even though it's my favorite food, I had to label it. Interrupting myself to add that there is actually a lesson to be learned here in regards to dye lots. DYE, like the color that you dye, a yarn in this case. They're actually very important to helping you maintain the color, especially if you have a stripy yarn. They help to maintain that pattern, the color pattern throughout your project. Now, I did attempt to speak to a couple of professionals about this earlier today. Jess, could I get your help? Hey, can you or Pepper, who is asleep apparently, can you tell us about the dye lots? Hey, excuse you. Can you tell us about the Okay, denied. But that was hours ago, and they seem to have fallen asleep on the job. So it's up to me. Alrighty, so dye lots. What are they? Well, first off, you look on this wrapper, and obviously you have the brand name, you have the net weight, the type of yarn that is, that worsted 4-ply, how many yards there are, meters, and then you come to this, and it says lot 2025-09. Now, if I were to, let's say this were a stripy yarn and it had multiple colors in it, if I got the same dye lot but in another skein, the dye lots should complement one another and be able to easily pattern out the color. If that makes any sense at all, the way I phrased it. I don't know that much about this. Like I said, I just recently learned this. But yeah, this color is royal. And also, just to let y'all know, if you don't know already, sorry, I'm trying to get it to, this is a medium yarn for, and then it has that first block, the first square after medium 4, that is telling you a good option of knitting needles, a good size of knitting needles that would suit this yarn, and they have the same for a crochet hook as well. So it recommends USH, but I typically use a F, I believe, USF, which is, let me look at it. I have it in another project. Hold on. It is a F5 3.75 millimeter. But that's that hook specifically. So that's just a little bit about how to read the label on your yarn. Free lesson here today. You're welcome. I'd like to take the last few minutes of this video to discuss why I'm here on Patreon and YouTube and what I hope to achieve. But first, let's go back to the beginning a little bit. I started crocheting when I was 16 years old. I'm in my 40s now, so I'll let y'all do the math on that. But I am from the 1900s, if that helps. While my mom and my grandma taught me the basic stitches and helped me get started with crochet, I taught myself a lot of what I know now. I used books, YouTube, Pinterest, and just wherever I could find answers to my questions. For the most part, in those first 2 to 3 years, I just made really big pieces, got overwhelmed, ripped it out, started all over again, ripped it out, and that is how I practiced. That's how I practiced all of my stitches. I just kept going. and ripping it out. And that's what I want to do here. I want to keep going. And I want to keep ripping it out. They say that if you want to learn something, to teach it. And that's also part of this. So if you think that you would be interested in tutorials covering the basics of crochet, occasional patterns designed by me or that I am allowed to share with you guys, videos where you watch me work like this one today, and anything else we can come up with, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so that you are not only subscribed but also have notifications set up. And I look forward to hanging out with you in the next videos. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me and the dogs today. Be sure and stick around until the end of the video so that you can see the final result of this pizza slice. It's not completely done yet. I am going to add some little cheese shreds and that kind of thing to the top of it as well. But for the most part, it is finished. So definitely take a look at that, and I will talk to you next time. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day.